Fuck, 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 fuck.
Baller alert, calling out baller alert. Got no problems with baller alert, but everybody on baller alert and anybody else out there talking shit about me, here we go.
Hey, welcome everybody. Welcome. This is the Swaycast number 33, perhaps? I don't know. You can see it in the title. And yeah, we're about to watch some Burnell. You know how it is. He's going to be ranting about layoffs and, well, video games today, because that's just what kind of day it is. Hey, shout out to Declan Does for the 10 memberships, dude, and for becoming a member themselves. Big ups. Shout out to Ireland. Ireland. I wanted to show you. This is why I started it while this music was going on. I wanted to show you one of the worst remixes. Because apparently there's, like, he got quite a bit of, you know, quite a few songs on the pre-stream rotation type of thing. And this one that I'm going to call I Just Wanna Race is the... It's probably the first time I've heard this song, and I was shocked by how bad it is. It's, I think it's here. I just want to race. Just wait for it. And this is completely off key. It's in a different key. It's a. Is it a beat switch?
Oh shit.
Wait for the drop. And now we got fart sound effects. Like indigestion sound effects. Oh, dude. And then we got this song. So this song, we didn't actually get to the best part of I Just Want to Race. I guess that's just where the song ends. Oh, there we go. But this song is basically his parody of a rap song, and he wants to show how easy it is to make a rap song. So this is what happens now. And I can't use shit for buying this bitch.
I say yeah, then I say yeah, and it's a song cause you bought it. Yeah, now I'm rich and I didn't do shit. You're a fucking moron for buying this bitch. Yes.
Yes. And ironically, it's one of the more catchiest songs that he has in the pre-stream. Then we got this. This is which one? Is this still the same song?
Can't believe that you thought this was a song.
Yeah. No, this is not better than Review Tech USA song. He got some terrible songs, but some of them are fine. Like it's just like a normal beat. This is just bad because it's like badly produced. It's badly everything, and it's also really old. So the style itself is just not even interesting anymore, even if it was back in the day.
Yes, yes.
And I'm trying to not notice the fan art, but some of it is very special. Like this one, every time I look at this, I think Review Tech USA. I don't know why, it just looks like him more than it looks like Phil.
Yes.
Because why would they make him bald?
Yes, 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 yeah, yeah. For buying this bitch. I say yeah, then I say yeah.
I say yeah, then I say yeah. I wonder what other word they say in those songs that Phil likes a lot. We have this is kind of an endearing piece of fan art. One of the cuter ones, because it's just like Dark Side Phil presents. Of course, a running theme in the bad fan art is punctuation that is completely unnecessary, and it like you don't need it, and it shouldn't be there. Like the presents, and then we got ... We don't need to have that. Then we have Chill Gaming with Jasper the Cat with a capital The. This is very important. So apparently Phil is having a very busy day today and doing a ton of stuff all at once. Look at all these things he does. You can multitask Burnell. Multi-man Burnell. You want to see my intro? Sure. Wow.
Can't believe that you thought this was a song.
Yeah, here it is. This is my intro, which is basically kind of the same idea as the other ones.
My children, and here I am, Darkside Phil. Eat shit out of my fucking ass.
It has the same idea, you know?
You're milking my Darkside Phil. Someone called me the throat goat. Eat it.
Nice. I guess we get to have a little segment betting on what kind of shirt he's going to wear today. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a tropical kind of shirt. Let's see what he's had on in the past. By the way, yesterday he had one stream. It was the day stream, and it was very successful. So we're not even going to bother watching the daily wrap because he just brags about how much money he got. So, okay, in the last 3 days, he's had 100% success rate wearing these shirts. These tropical shirts. And then we got another like the Walmart employee type of shirt, and then we have, I think it might be this white one today because he hasn't worn it in like 1, 2, 3, 4 days, so he might rotate back to this white one, or we might see the colorful one. He had one colorful one. Where was it? With kind of red, yeah, this one. We might see the Ace Ventura, this style. Or maybe this style. Okay, I'm going to lock in two. I'm going to lock in these two. So we got the two colorful ones. I'm going to come back to this to fact check it when he actually begins streaming.
That troll email yesterday really made me laugh.
It was the best.
Can you imagine how many more in the past few years were the exact same way, but they just didn't come out on Twitter. The schizophrenia.
Yeah, dude.
Robust.
Yeah, okay, so let me quickly summarize this. Big ups, Vikes, for the $1. So yesterday, Phil starts the stream off by talking about chargebacks and how the trolls are idiots because they publicly were coordinating to do chargebacks on him. And they announced publicly that they were going to do the chargebacks. So he basically told everybody to not look at the amount of money that's coming in because that's not the real amount because those people are trolling him. But then, an hour later, somebody posted this on Twitter. I showed it on the last stream, but I guess I can pull it up right now. I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's an email that somebody sent DSP, and this is it. It's basically like a fake email. Somebody LARPed and gaslit him into thinking that Duty announced that he was doing chargebacks. So it's literally a fake guy. But you see, it gaslit him into spreading misinformation. Literally, the guy that always talks about the facts and doing your research and nuggets of truth, he just took something blatantly fabricated, and used it to bait pity or create drama. You see, fantastic moment. I love that. I love it. Also, the guy that made the Detractor game, the Happy Gamer, well, he tagged Phil in chat and was like, "Hey, Phil, somebody took down my game on your behalf. Can you help me out?" And then we got this moment.
Right.
Oh, this is so quiet.
By the way, I'm just ignoring all nonsense in the chat. If anyone has problems, if anyone has issues that has nothing to do with the content, you have to email me. I don't talk about this shit live on the stream. So I'm just banning anyone trying to derail my podcast.
Literally just banning him.
Issue, email me. Okay.
Okay. Well, there you go. I guess that's it from Twitter. Then, of course, we got the obligatory BBL Drizzy.
BBL Drizzy, I'm at the pool party, and they just called you a petty.
Here I got bookmarked another classic DSP tweet. LOL, grow a pair and shut the fuck up, or get off online play. That goes for everyone who spams shit online in lag and thinks they're hot shit. Life is too short to take yourself seriously or think that any of this matters. Now fuck off. Thanks. Actually fantastic. Like, actually fantastic. Because here we got him following his own advice, of course.
I really, why am I playing with Zangief? Why am I bothering? Why am I playing with Zangief? Why am I bothering? I can't even get a singular fun set with this character. Every set is just like someone is beating up on a small child. He's the biggest character in the game. He's the biggest fucking bitch. He's the biggest bitch in the entire series.
Look at this guy. Okay, so Phil says, just gonna brush my teeth and we'll begin. And now he's gonna take 10 minutes to brush his teeth and make up a story why he was late. Would probably happen. Remember when he was late because Jasper was puking all over the place? And then Kat just got up and left for work? And they just let the puke sit there until DSP woke up? And then he was cleaning it. This was the best. I love these like little Little stories that happen within their household. When like cat breaks something and is just sitting there in an idle animation, just cycling through the loop of animations she got because the scripting broke, because she broke the dishwasher or the vacuum cleaner. It's really funny. It's really funny. And he's talking about this and telling it to the entire internet as if it's like perfectly a normal story that nobody's gonna laugh at. But they always do. They always do. Let's see. Maybe I can give somebody a shout out. Is there a video that I watched that I liked recently? Big question.
He might wear the drunken uncle bowling shirt.
Drunken uncle bowling shirt. Let's do a vibe check on that. What was that one? Bowling shirt. Is it this one? The white one? This looks like a bowling shirt with a big collar and everything. I don't know exactly which one you mean, Jay. Well, he got plenty of shirts. The problem is that they all look bad. That's the problem. It's not the variety, it's the substance or the quality. I guess it does reflect his channel as well. I think that's a good point that I just made. That it reflects his channel as well. Just like the t-shirts, he has a variety of games he plays. It's just the way he plays them is trash. So just by playing them, you know, you need more than just playing them. Did I watch Boogie mow the lawn? Yes, he almost died. Hold on. Boogie 2988 mowing lawn. Yeah, I'm not gonna watch his video though. I'm gonna watch this one. Yeah, but he did it though. He did it. Even though I think there's a huge chance that he could have actually died. Even though it's not a big lawn, it's a big man. Yeah, and he did it. I think they gave him for 500 members or something. Like when they hit 500 members. Boogie literally puts his life at risk. He is doing the riskiest, most dangerous thing he's ever attempted to do. Mow his lawn. And what does Phil do for 500 members? He asks for more. That's filthy beggar. Filthy, filthy beggar. Oh man, I hate listening to this music. Because it's just like... Death, instant fucking death. This is like 9 Inch Nails if it was good. Yes.
K.O.
Hey, he did it, dude.
There you go, little cow. I'm gonna let...
One of my favorite Boogie gimmicks is constantly talking about how his girlfriend is like 19 years old or something. But whenever somebody else brings up his girlfriend, he yells at them to shut the fuck up. Because she's being harassed because she's his girlfriend or something. But he can't stop bringing her up. It's like a part of his identity that he's dating a young girl. It's like the biggest accomplishment he's ever had. Oh, we're gonna start? Okay, let's start. Let's see what shirt is podcast best on today's... Oh, okay, it's this one.
Good morning, everyone. On today's Level 1 podcast, we've got a lot of news.
Fat
A
Bob
lot of
Ross.
news.
Fat Bob Ross, exactly.
Not good.
Yeah, he's gonna bitch about the layoffs, which is really stupid,
Done it again.
by the way.
They have yet again laid off a bunch of people. This is probably the 5th or 6th mass layoff this year in the gaming industry. And today we're going to dive deep into what's going on.
We're not gonna dive deep at all. He's gonna read a couple of articles.
It's not all doom and gloom. There's some good news from Nintendo and others. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you for all of this and
Word
more
on the street is
on today's
Sundar
episode of...
invented the Barrel Drizzy nickname.
The barrel drizzy?
Can you ask for us?
Look, this is like insider information. If I tell you, I'm gonna have to kill you, which means I'm gonna have to ban you or something. I can't. I can't talk shit about my boy Sundar. So anyways, Microsoft laid off a bunch of studios, destroyed them, totally A-logged the shit out of them, and fired a bunch of people. That's the news today.
Tuesday, the 7th of May, 2024. I certainly wasn't expecting much when I woke up this morning.
He is looking
And
rough today,
it was
man.
like the gameplay overload, right? Holy crap. And not gameplay overload, gaming news overload, excuse me. See, I'm seriously shell-shocked. I spent...
It's like he got a BBL on his face. I mean, he's super swollen.
Get feedback on social media from what people were saying from various different parts of the gaming industry about what's going on right now. Because it was weird overnight. There was some really positive game news. I would say, okay, not necessarily positive, but interesting game news from Nintendo about their new console. And everyone was all abuzz and excited. Oh, yes, this is cool. Finally, we're going to get some new stuff. And then, this morning, waking up to absolutely...
Is the volume good? He always sounds low, man. I can't figure out if it's me or it's just
buyout merger
him.
took place over at Microsoft. There's been nothing going on that's very good at all at that company. It's just doom and gloom and games failing and people
there we
losing
go.
their
I think I
jobs.
fixed it.
And it's like, you gotta wonder, was it really worth it? We're gonna talk about this today, okay? I'm gonna give you the skinny on what actually happened. A lot of people didn't even know.
He's gonna give you the micro and the
anyway,
soft.
Yes, we're going to talk about that. Some people are saying that the volume is off. Let me just double check that. Yes, the volume did reset. Hold on.
It reset, man.
I have no idea why. Here we go. Is that better? I apologize. For some reason,
No, it's literally the same though. Nothing
I didn't do
changed.
that. Thank you for telling me, Drew, in the chat.
Bro, I
Let's
think
double check
he
and
might
make
have
sure
just
it's up.
adjusted
Yep.
the volume
Yeah,
for
there was
himself.
no reason for the mic volume to be that low. Now it should be like 6 decibels louder. I have no idea. You tell me. I didn't change any settings. I guess OBS decided to F up. I don't know.
Okay,
Okay.
this should sound fine.
So, folks, what we're going to do today is our usual, schedule-wise. We're going to talk a little bit about yesterday, because yesterday I played another Crab's Treasure, which is actually quite good. And then we're going to go into talking about all this game news from today, including these layoffs, which I really, at this point...
Bro, why are you acting like you actually give a fuck?
Scratching my head and not feeling too good about it. You know, I'm someone who's in the games industry as an independent guy.
Bro, you're not in the games industry.
Working with these people. But I feel like when these things keep happening over and over, there's really a sickness going on, right? There's like a cancer in gaming, and it's eating away. And this is not good. And I don't understand how no one's doing anything about it.
I'm in the games industry. I'm an independent.
So we're going to talk about this today.
Oh, this
okay?
guy's...
Anyway...
He has an infinitely high opinion of himself. That's what I love about him so much. He's so great.
From streaming in order
he thinks he's a member of everything.
And do some stuff behind the scenes. With the business, I'm good now. And now we're ready. Full fun day of gameplay streaming here today. I certainly hope that you guys are going to tune in for Fallout 4. Because I'm going to be honest, I am nervous about the future of the playthrough. This is a playthrough now we've been doing for roughly 2 weeks. To kind of jump into the Fallout mania that happened after the popularity of the TV show. And I think it was...
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. He is in the gaming industry about as much as I'm in the music industry.
What happened? You know, we were doing well.
However, I do have my songs posted on official streaming services as official releases, and I have licensing for them, so I guess I kind of am, dude.
And brute force. And I think it's working well. It's a very different style. You know,
I'm right up there with BBL Drizzy.
Or anything in my previous run. So I hope that, you know, you guys will hang out with me for Fallout 4 today. I want more. I'm excited for more. I've been craving more all week, actually. We haven't played it since, what was it, Saturday? And I'm happy that we're getting back to it. I just hope that maybe Saturday was a one-off, meaning that was a one-off stream where, okay, you know, maybe there just wasn't that much attention on it, or, you know, whatever. I want to chalk it up to that and hope that maybe we can get back on our feet today with the Fallout playthrough. The thing is, if it doesn't really have traction anymore as a day,
this might actually be the worst quality 1080p camera that I've ever seen. He looks so blurry and nasty, man. What is this camera? Isn't this supposed to be like a 2-year-old camera or something? Why is it so bad?
Sometimes it's a night stream. You know, that's how we've approached New Vegas, Skyrim, and then Oblivion. And I guess we'll see how it goes today. Okay, and of course, more Zangief tonight and Street Fighter 6. So we're going to have a full day of gameplay coverage for you guys, and I hope that you will hang out and enjoy it. Let's talk about yesterday briefly.
It was awesome. People gave him a lot of money.
Was the first day that I changed the control scheme for another.
Oh no, we're gonna talk about this again.
I talked about it at length.
No
on
way.
podcast, that basically the game devs.
Man, no way. We're having like 4 separate segments about changing the controls.
As well as dodge is the same button, and because of that, to dodge it required a button input.
I can't believe he thinks this is content. Does he believe that a completely different group of people are gonna watch him compared to yesterday?
For the first time, and you're trying to react to what they're doing, you literally can't. By the time you see their attack coming and you try to dodge on reaction, it'll come out too late. What ends up happening is the game becomes more about memorization than reaction. And in a game like this, I think that reaction is better. I don't want to just sit there and memorize the whole game like I'm studying a textbook and then regurgitating inputs based on what I memorized. I want to react to what I see and have a chance to beat things first
He just
try.
wants to react, you guys. Check out DSP Reacts for more.
The way the game was designed. Guess what? There's an alternate control scheme that fixes that. Run then becomes click in left thumbstick, and then.
Hey, big ups to Rutrama96 says,
why on
he looks like he was left underwater too long. Because that's exactly how it looks like. It's this, like, I don't even know how to say it. Wrinkly type of thing.
They wanted to copy Dark Souls so bad, they actually made their default control scheme worse. Anyway,
oh, he's gonna look so nasty like 5 years from now.
Stream of another Crab's Treasure I've had so far. Basically, we went through an entire optional area, a hidden secret village that was very tough to get through, and a secret boss at the end. And when you beat him, you then get the ability to break those big glowing cubes that are all throughout the game. And when you break them, you get all kinds of good equipment. So no exaggeration, I went from like 25 to 28 damage to over 50 damage yesterday when it comes to, you know, attack output. And I'm kicking ass now, and I'm like, wow, this is actually really cool now. I'm so powerful. Plus, I started utilizing the hammer more. I got a new ability, a teleport punch special move that is superbly good. So I'm just having a great time with it. Yesterday was definitely the best stream of the game we had done so far, and I actually can't wait to play it again tomorrow as we continue our deep sea investigation of all these secret cubes throughout the stages, and then finally advancing the game. So good stuff there. If you like FromSoft games,
all right. Thank God he only had one stream yesterday, so now we only have to recap once.
Fact, I do die. Don't get me wrong.
This is actually awesome. You guys don't understand how great this is.
Walk in the park. This game, it's very challenging. Check out the Another Crab's Treasure playthrough. Now, as I already said, there were no late stream. There was no late stream content last night because I was doing private patron videos. Those are now in the bag for the month. So now for the rest of the month, I can actually stay here with all of you. And
you know what? Like my favorite thing, and I know I say about I say that about a lot of things.
Last month, remember,
my favorite thing about DSP is that he constantly talks about his content. And even though I'm watching quite a bit of it, at no point do I have any idea what's about to happen, or what he's gonna be playing, or what is his schedule, or even what day it is.
I still can't get over.
Because like I needed to look at the title of this stream to see what he's gonna play today. Even though he spends every day talking about the schedule obsessively, it's almost like nobody's actually listening to this.
There we go. Okay. Schedule-wise, today, it's more Fallout 4. Yes, the Melee Idiot Savant build continues. Yes, I'm hoping that we will have a great time together and you guys will stick around and be a part of the fun. And, you know, I hope that the engagement will come back. I don't know what happened on Saturday. We've had a series of streams that were really good for Fallout 4. Everyone was enjoying, talking, having a good time. And like I said, when people seem to be enjoying and having a good time, the support comes with it. And all of a sudden on Saturday, it was like the complete and polar opposite. Like people had lost interest in the game. And I'm like,
maybe they did, man. Maybe you should drop it. Drop it right now. Drop it.
Same guy. Nothing's changed. So what exactly happened? I've been trying to figure it out. And
well, okay, the obvious answer is the pay pig that usually gives him like $50 when he's playing it wasn't there. That's the obvious answer.
Another chance. I want to chalk it up to maybe just a one-off day, right? I hope today things will go better for Fallout 4.
Yeah, he tells people drop and give me 50. That's what he tells them.
I've enjoyed having it.
Drop and give me 50.
In the rotation. I was hoping to get another couple weeks out of the game before the new games hit this month. Okay. And today we're gonna do fun stuff. We're in the northeast of the map.
Yeah, man, shut up. I wish I could skip into the future.
Which has the Museum of Witchcraft.
I'm gonna invent time travel just so I can skip this bullshit ass segment.
And I'm just focusing on.
It's not even like gameplay recap. It's what I'm about to do today and my content when the time comes. But until then, you need to wait and listen to me talk about what I'm gonna do.
Now, which is awesome to actually have a really good companion. So I'm excited for today. Hope you'll stick around after the stream for a great Fallout 4 session. Tonight on the late stream, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time, it is more Street Fighter 6. Zangief madness continues as I attempt
Salt madness. Salt season.
Get Zangief leveled up and to master rank before the big update coming on May 22nd. Okay? So let's see how it goes tonight. Last time around, it was rough going. I did get Zangief a lot more ranking points, but I lost a ton. And I'm hoping to get better at some of Zangief's toughest matchups so that I'm not losing a whole bunch of those matches. But I guess we'll see. You know, right now he's really not doing well against any of the top tiers. It just seems like he's not designed to do well in that regard. So, yeah. So I hope you'll come back tonight. And, should be a good time. What's going on? The allow gifted memberships link isn't working for you. It's probably because those @ references don't work anymore. YouTube broke them. Oh, no, it works for me. I clicked on it and it works for me. I just tried it and it actually worked, so it must be on your end something, because that I just clicked on it and it literally worked for me and even had the pop-up that said allow gifted membership, so it does work. Okay. If it says the allow gift option isn't available on this channel, it means that you have a branded channel and you cannot get in a gifted membership.
Oh no. Does DSP have a branded channel?
That's what it means.
No, he's not a brand.
Anyway,
he's a franchise. He has a franchise channel.
Today, tomorrow, we're gonna do another Crab's treasure stream. Yeah. So that's
he's an industry all by himself.
Is another Crab's treasure tomorrow night.
What is a branded channel? Well, basically, when you, it's not your personal channel, but it's a channel that you and other people are also working on. That's what we do on That Being Said. It's a branded channel. Let's say a business channel, not a personal channel, which I don't know even what the difference is.
When I did it as a night stream, it didn't work. People actually were disengaged and talking about other topics. And yeah, support was really bad on that stream. And I said, I hope it's just a one-off. But then it just so happens this week we were very busy with stuff and didn't get a chance to do one. But I could bring it back and give it another shot. Or we could just do a late night chill stream where all we do is just hang out and talk, which I'd be okay with. Just hanging out and talking. And having a good time, just, you know, relaxing to end the week. We do these streams about once a month, and they usually do pretty well when it comes to people coming by and hanging out and engaging with the content. And a lot of people said they like the idea of just hanging out with me rather than every stream having to be dedicated to a game or dedicated to a react. Instead, just kind of hanging out and having a good time, shooting the shit. I'm okay with that too. So let's see what you guys want to do. All right, let me know.
So what, are we doing a poll now, or are we just reading messages in chat?
You know, we'll figure it out.
Well, they're gonna say yes eventually, even though there's one guy saying do some suggestion box. Come on, suggestion box is over. It's not happening.
Ideas too of something to do on the late stream. I'm down for that too. It's just that it really is a one standalone stream of just can be anything. The one thing I don't want to do is Street Fighter back to back, because I'm also doing Street Fighter on Friday night. So you don't want to do Street Fighter, right? So that's why I want to kind of break it out. I'm off of streaming on Thursday, all right? And I hope you guys will have a safe and fun one. Maybe get caught up on my content from the week while I'm not here. When I come back on Friday...
7 days of Phil. That's what we do. Even on the day he's not here, I'm going to go back and watch all his videos from the days he was here.
Untitled Goose Game, okay? But it starts at
so I'm fully caught up to all the Phil and Jasper shenanigans.
Who literally ran in here and jumped on me as I started talking about the kitty game. So
I think they're doing this segment on purpose just to piss me off.
Coincidence, Jasper?
I'm pretty sure at this point. And it's Jasper's fault.
When you licked my seltzer bottle live on stream. I told you I don't go to your water and start drinking it. Right?
Yeah, you should.
Now he's
stay hydrated.
What are you needing my leg for? Hurry. What is going on here? Don't lick my water.
Hey, big ups to Redbird, who says, I prefer run and jump on the B in Dark Souls. He just sucks at it. I don't actually remember how it used to feel playing it like that. Because I played a bunch of Elden Ring after that, and there it's all different.
The day stream, we're gonna
have a different control style.
Game I'm interested in playing more than once. I want to see what it is. It is a Game Pass game, so we'll give it a look Friday. Friday night will be Friday Night Fights, more Zangief for Street Fighter 6. Saturday will either be another Crab's Treasure or Fallout 4, dependent. And then again Saturday night, you know, not sure exactly what I want to do. Okay, so we'll see. But that's kind of the week. Next week, we're going to be balanced between another Crab's Treasure, trying out the kitty game, Fallout 4, Street Fighter 6. Those are the definites. And then we'll see what else we want to do around that, okay? Am I going to play Animal Well, a PC indie game published by Video Game Donkeys Publishing Company? I don't know anything about it. Is it coming out anytime soon, or is it out? Because I have an Indies Marathon scheduled for May 25th. So it might be a good time to check it out.
He looks like he was left underwater too long.
Baller alert.
Him calling this a podcast is insane.
Right?
It's actually like in the last maybe 2 weeks, the podcasts have become insufferably bad. To the point where the DSP news segment is the only thing that has any kind of content associated with it. Because everything else is just him talking about his stream.
It comes out May 9th. Well, there you go. Why not nominate that game for my upcoming Indies Marathon event? You can
It's embarrassing.
right now by
Big ups
typing
Big
exclamation point
Stinky
Indies in
for the
chat.
super chat, dude.
And then maybe we could play that game during the Indies Marathon and see what it's all
Man, get rid of Jasper. Start podcasting, you asshole.
on us. And number two, because if he accidentally does get outside, it has our information on it. Not to say that he ever should, but I mean, there have been a few times where, you know, he runs into the garage or, you know, the back door's open. Maybe he's going to run. You know what I mean? You never know. So that's why.
Baller alert.
It's
Hopefully Jasper gives him feline AIDS.
But how would Jasper have AIDS in the first place?
okay.
Jasper's a poor little innocent kitty, man.
I already just mentioned.
How would he even be positive?
It is a PC-centric Indies Marathon on May 25th. It's a Saturday. All day long, I'll be playing indie games that you guys aren't currently nominating. You can do that right now by typing exclamation point indies into the stream chat.
Let's actually check him out. What
I
are
hope that
they?
you will nominate a variety of games.
These little
for me,
friends
'cause I don't know what
nominating.
I've been missing in indies recently. I'm not in the know on that.
Oh, and the fucking Booncock posted the PC stats for the mini PC.
Okay, and
32
after
gigs
that, you guys will be voting
DDR4,
about what games will actually play during the
3200
marathon, okay?
megahertz
So please
RAM. Look at this.
Thank you for
Whoa,
that.
1 terabyte SSD. Windows 11.
To talk about this.
We are maxing out. You should play
All right,
everything at the
would
same
normally
time. You
say
should
this is
run
everyone's
all the
favorite
games on
segment,
Steam at the same
being that
time.
Today we have such downer news. I don't want to say it's everyone's favorite segment.
And we're gonna do everyone's favorite
I don't think
segment:
it's really-
people getting laid
It's not
off.
really the time for jokes. All right, so let's begin with the news that was happening overnight. Okay, first of all, Remedy Entertainment has canceled a game that literally we just found out about. If you remember, it was about a week or two ago.
Oh man, I was looking
Came out and
forward
said,
to
"Hey,
it.
Here's all the stuff we're currently working on, you know, for the next year or two." And one of these games that they had mentioned was a game called Kestrel. And everyone was like, what the hell's Kestrel? Like, we know Control, and we know Control's getting a sequel and a spinoff. We know, obviously, Alan Wake. Like, we know all that. And then they said, Kestrel. And it's like, what is that?
The video game crash is officially here. Those aren't small studios Xbox killed.
Yep.
They are M. Butterfly, Tango made The Evil Within 1 and 2, Ghostwire Tokyo and Hi-Fi Rush and Arcana made Prey Dishonored.
Was it that the same Arcane though? Because it was Arcane Austin that got shut down. The guys that made Redfall. Admittedly, it's Redfall. But yeah, the other studios, man, there's some like actually genuinely good games. Like what the hell?
Well,
What the hell, brother?
Codename Kestrel had a small team working on it. It was an early concept stage of a game that was going to be a premium online cooperative multiplayer game. But what does that mean? What would it play like? Nobody knows, and they already canceled it and said, nah, we're not going to do it. They're just going to focus on single-player content. So, I guess that's good. I guess that's what's for the best. If, basically, they know that...
Yeah, the regular Arcane in France, I think, is going to be doing well.
And they just
They're
wanted
fine.
to dabble in multiplayer, and they tried to work on it, and they were like,
Arcane
nah,
Lyon.
that's fine. At least they didn't put an insane amount of effort into it before they canceled it. So, that's just a little snippet of game news. No one really knew about it anyway, so I guess it's not that big of a deal. Overnight, Nintendo shocked the world. Although I don't find this news shocking at all. All right, I think it's just inevitable that it was going to come out. But of course, people freak out and act like it's a big deal. So this is an actual Twitter post.
This man freaks out and acts like it's a big deal when his DoorDash is late. Just for reference.
From the Nintendo Company Limited.
But I'm gonna let him talk about Nintendo. I'm not gonna interrupt him because I got nothing to say about it, and we might get a juicy segment of him shitting on a Switch.
Account. Ready? This is Furukawa, president of Nintendo. We will make an announcement about the successor to Nintendo Switch within this fiscal year. It will have been over 9 years since we announced the existence of Nintendo Switch back in March 2015. We will be holding a Nintendo Direct this June regarding the Nintendo Switch software lineup for the latter half of 2024, but please be aware, there will be no mention of the Nintendo Switch successor during that presentation.
He said successor and successor
So,
in the same paragraph.
number one, appreciate
We don't even know which one is the right
president
one.
of Nintendo getting ahead of this. Why? Because so many times these guys say nothing, right? And they try to keep it under wraps. And what ends up happening is ridiculous, rampant speculation, baseless assumptions. People saying absolutely ridiculous things like, oh, there's a Nintendo Direct coming up, and so you know they're going to talk about the Switch too, right? Which is ridiculous. That because no one ever has any information about that, but they always just make it up to try to have clickbait news and stuff. I almost feel like this is the president of Nintendo, Furukawa, literally saying, I don't want drama around this nonsense. I'm going to just announce this ahead of time so that way no one can make stuff up. Which is a
Yeah, he should have made a big drama video that has the title Alert,
So,
like Phil.
the two things you learn here, number one, they're making a new Switch. We already knew that. Right now, is it going to be called the Switch? Probably not. But we already knew they're going to make a new console. I mean, the real announcement would have been,
It's gonna be called the
we've decided
Super
to get out of the
Switch.
console business. So we're like, what? Nintendo's like done? No. We knew they were going to make another console, right? I mean, Switch is one of their most profitable consoles of all time. Why in the holy heck would they not make another one, right? The real news here is that they're going to talk about it in the next fiscal year. So that means, you know, within the end of this year, we're going to know about this new console. Now, we're not going to probably be able to buy it, but at least we're going to have information of it. And I would guess, if that's the case, it probably means, excuse me, that they're probably going to sell it next year.
This is the only guy I've seen that burps and snorts as he's telling you the news. I've never seen anything like this ever before.
The other thing that I appreciate is that he literally says, even though...
Imagine if Yong Ye was doing this. And he was just like blowing his nose and burping and picking his ears.
Because too many idiots on the internet just make shit up about it and keep saying,
And now everybody is an idiot.
about it, and we're gonna, here's our speculation. Here's
But
our
speculations are fun, DSP.
You don't work for Nintendo. You don't know anything.
Discussion is fun. Go out, talk to somebody.
Garbage content, you know, and it's stupid because people believe it. They actually build up hype and stuff around stuff that's just nonsensical. So anyway, yeah, I hope that when they do announce it, it's going to be something better to what gamers would really want. But if we look at Nintendo's track record, the answer is probably no, it will not be. Nintendo is infamous for completely disregarding
Here we go.
when it comes to designing consoles, right? What do the fans want? We want more powerful hardware on the inside so that we can actually have our games look as good as the competitors, right? Imagine a Mario game or a Zelda game that's running in full 1080p 60 frames with insane amounts of detail, or hell, even 4K, right? My God, it would blow your socks off. Instead, we got some of the worst looking games and worst performing games. I mean, are you kidding me? Tears of the Kingdom was a great game that looked awful. It's just sad that they don't care about being competitive. Instead, they always have to have a gimmick, right? We're going to waggle around with motion controls. We're going to have a stupid screen controller no one ever asked for or wanted. We're going to have a console that's not really a home console. It's a hybrid, portable console, home hybrid, but now it's weak because of that. Like, how about you just make a fucking console that's good? Ever think about that? Like, back in the day with, like, Super Nintendo, like, what was the thing that Nintendo innovated? Better technology in the carts, so it looked better than anything else of their competition, and an innovative controller that allowed better games to be developed, right? Can you tell me one game developed for Switch that's better because it was developed for Switch? Can anyone, literally, can you put your hand up and say, oh yeah, well this game is Switch exclusive and it's really good because it was on Switch?
Sir, this is a total whine.
Nintendo has lost their way when it comes to what they're good at. Innovation is great.
Your card declined, sir. Your card has declined. You cannot purchase this whale tail gin.
Experiences, not just say, oh, we don't do what everyone else does. So here's an underpowered console that has a finicky, wonky thing that we can claim is a gimmick. That's cool. When you know, in reality, I think what people would rather happen is have better games, right? And I hate to say it, right now,
it's another one of those rants.
And has been.
It's another one of those fucking bullshit ass rants that's all about, I just want them to make good games, not bad games. And he waits for everybody to applaud him. It's like, bro, give me a break.
Years, right? Maybe we turn that sucker on 2 times, 3 times a year tops. While the other consoles are
turn that sucker on, honey.
It's sad. Like, there's nothing to play.
Let's play some Animal Crossing, okay?
Yeah, they say, oh, it's the best-selling console. I don't care. Like, I literally don't care. If it's the best-selling console, if there's no good games to play on it, it doesn't matter. You know? Just because people who aren't mainstream gamers and aren't people who play games all the time casually bought your console in droves just like they did the Wii, doesn't mean that the console has done anything for the games industry.
Actually, that kind of doesn't make sense, right? If you're a casual gamer, wouldn't you buy the most mainstream console, which in Europe is the PlayStation? So that makes a lot of sense to me. Because like the most casual gamers that I know that are buying consoles, they always buy the PlayStation. Always.
So, yeah, I am sad at Nintendo's track record, and I would hope that with the new console, they will turn things around. Do I have any kind of confidence? No. However, I will say this. We may finally get new titles we've been waiting for. How about an actual new Mario Kart game for the first time in like a decade? That would be nice. How about a new Mario? We didn't have a new Mario since the launch of the Switch in 2017. That's a 3D Mario. And Odyssey was amazing. You know, I would like to have better first-party games at this point than we're really getting. 1 or 2 a year is not enough. And now we're at a point where there's like nothing. Like, what exactly is coming out? Well, we're going to find out in June. That's what he's saying here. This Direct in June essentially is going to explain the final life cycle games of the Switch. You know? The Switch wasn't a bad console, in my opinion. But, man, to me, it just didn't feel, like, important or special. For a lot of people, I guess it was. For them, it was their generation's Wii. But for me, it was just like, eh. So, some games were beautiful on it, you know? And that's the sad part. Is like I said, Mario Odyssey ran superbly good on it. So it doesn't explain why games like Breath of the Wild or the recent Pokemon Scarlet and Violet run absolutely horribly on it. It just, you know, it just doesn't even seem to make much sense. I don't know. So I hope whatever they come out with will be a better piece of hardware that people can develop for and actually have games run better.
Okay. So most of this news segment is just hating on Nintendo, as you could probably predict.
That what next console they put out will actually be powerful. Okay.
Big ups Copeside Phil saying, you just hate Nintendo. We already know he does. He does. I mean, of course, he's always hated Nintendo. Ever since they copyright struck him.
I'm just going to forewarn you all.
And this is going to be what? We're getting into the depressing topic?
I'm sorry.
No.
There's one more story.
And Big ups Copeside Phil says, he's acting like the Switch is a complete flop. Which, I mean, it's not. It's just for a different demographic of people. And if they became the way DSP wants them to, they would alienate that demographic of their real actual fans.
News? Yes,
but I don't care because I don't buy Nintendo stuff.
Weeks ago, that the United States government has passed a law, and President Biden signed it into law, stating that TikTok, that's right, the social media app that all the kiddies are into, owned by a Chinese company called ByteDance, all right, essentially is going to be outlawed in the United States and blocked as of January of 2025 unless the company is divested. What that means is that our government is legally forcing this company to be sold off to a non-Chinese company, or else they're just going to block it. All right? Now you might say, I don't get it. Why? Here we go. Here's the actual reasoning.
Because they're spying, bro.
Both parties, both Republican and Democrat, as well as administration and law enforcement officials, have expressed concerns that Chinese authorities could force ByteDance to hand over U.S. user data.
Yeah,
Or sway public
they
opinion
could.
by manipulating the algorithm that populates users' feeds. Some have also pointed to a Rutgers University study that maintains TikTok content was being amplified or underrepresented based on how it aligns with the interests of the Chinese government, which the company disputes.
Okay, what
What's
does this
going
mean
on?
to you, Phil?
The U.S. government is saying because TikTok is owned by
Now we're just gonna paraphrase everything in like a caveman way.
a Chinese company.
Why are we doing this? Just read the article and be like, okay, sound good. Next one. We don't need the editorial because it doesn't mean anything.
Chinese government is not like us. They regularly interfere in the lives of their citizens and regularly
They're not like us, by the way. The U.S. never does this.
interfere
Never.
in how the companies act and are controlled.
This is the best take ever. I want him to keep going. Keep going, Phil.
They're afraid that the Chinese government at any moment could go, give us all the data and manipulate the data to make a narrative true on your app. Apparently, that's not allowed in companies outside of China, but apparently in China it's okay, or at least that's what our government is insinuating. Okay? So why am I bringing this up today? Because guess what? TikTok is suing the United States government. It is official. They have filed their lawsuit.
Wow, damn.
Here's what they're saying. Okay? This is from a
Are they gonna live
local
stream?
news station K5 news article, so I will be reading from it just to give credit where credit is due.
Yeah, but what about the previous article that you wrote and you didn't give credit? The fucking this guy's a bitch.
Popular social video company alleged that the law which President Joe Biden signed into law as part of a larger $95 billion foreign aid package is so obviously unconstitutional that the sponsors of the Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary Controlled Applications Act are trying to portray...
This is just this is just text to speech, man. It's so bad.
Not as a ban, but as a
I hate this segment.
regulation of TikTok's ownership.
Help.
The law requires TikTok's parent ByteDance to sell the platform within 9 months. If a sale's in progress, then they'll get an
Look at this guy. He's so stupid when he's reading this shit.
foreign aid package is so obviously unconstitutional. The sponsors of the Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary Controlled Applications Act are trying to portray this law not as a ban, but as a regulation of TikTok's ownership. The law requires TikTok's parent ByteDance to sell the platform within 9 months. If a sale's in progress, then they'll get an additional 3 months to finish it. But ByteDance has said it doesn't have any plans to sell TikTok. Even if it wanted to divest, the company would have to get a blessing from Beijing, hence the Chinese government we were just talking about.
Yeah, it's Beijing, literally, dude.
Previously opposed a
This little thing, man. It's so stupid.
any plans to sell TikTok. Even if it
Listen
wanted
to
to
this
divest,
shit.
the company would have to get a blessing from Beijing, hence
Look at this. Hint, hint.
the Chinese government.
The Chinese government, okay? Yeah, we know, idiot. What do you think it means? The city of Beijing? The population of Beijing?
we're just talking about.
Get out of here.
Previously opposed a forced sale of the platform and has signaled its opposition this time around. TikTok and ByteDance argued in the lawsuit it really isn't being given a choice. The qualified divestiture demanded by the act to allow TikTok to continue operating in the United States is simply not possible. It's not commercially, not technologically, and not legally. They're saying. Okay? So, that's what's going on. So, if this company is not sold off by, I think they said, like, the end of September, October, something like that, then it will literally be banned in the United States as of January. Okay? And we already talked about this. So, let's get rid of this guy.
Okay.
So,
Yes?
Yes.
Huh?
What's going to happen here?
I don't know.
Sounds to me like they're going to get banned. Because I don't think ByteDance is going to sell. We already talked about this, that this company is worldwide. It's not just American. This is a company that in China it's big, in Europe it's big, in other countries outside.
Who got leaned, dude? I missed that one. Who got leaned? What did they get leaned for?
Big. TikTok is a worldwide, very popular app. If the United States government says you must sell because we don't trust the Chinese government, you know what they're going to say? Well, fuck off then. You just can't use it. If anything, they might just ban Americans from using it, right?
Okay.
I don't know. To me, here's the thing. To me, it's not big news. To a lot of people, apparently it is. I guess TikTok is huge. It's something that's used by tons of people. And they see it like culture will change if people in America can't use TikTok. I mean, there's entire content creators that make all their content on TikTok, and they're not going to be allowed to anymore.
Yeah, Jason Nash. You guys know Jason Nash? He's the only bigger e-beggar than Darkside Phil. The only one. I promise. I guarantee you this is true. He used to rock with David Dobrik. They used to have so much money, and now he's begging on TikTok.
Bob Iger, the current
And literally,
CEO of
dude,
Disney, has announced that
okay,
Marvel
shut up with this. The literal first thing I look up when I write Jason Nash is him begging on TikTok. And there's like 10 videos about him begging on TikTok. He does one of those like TikTok verses, I guess. Just like this. I'm going to be very quick.
Do you know who Jason Nash is?
Yeah, he's sitting on TikTok basically begging people for money like this.
Whenever I turn my phone on, he's been live for 2 hours currently. It's like you can give him roses. These are all the tips right down here. Yo, Jason.
I'm going to try and find a video later, but you can kind of tell.
Going to reduce their output of content. There will only be 2 to 3 Marvel movies released in a year and only 2 TV shows per year, period.
That's still too much. Should be 1. And it should be like the biggest banger of the summer.
Because let me tell you, when they keep releasing spin-off shows of some character I've never heard of or don't care about, right? It's like, well, it's about goddamn time. You know, maybe we didn't need that 17th Marvel movie of crap that no one cares about, right? They were shoveling shit so hard for like 5 or 6 years there. It's about time. And, you know, maybe that will actually fix it, because right now I do feel like we have insane amounts of oversaturation in Marvel content.
Bro, you don't watch any of this.
And that's a problem.
You just heard from somebody.
A problem. People just aren't going to the movies to watch Marvel movies that much anymore. It's, you know, it's funny because he says we're going to do 2 to 3 Marvel movies a year. Like, literally, that's the amount of movies that people go to see out of the 10 that we're releasing. 2 to 3 would do well. And then the other 7 would be shitty and fail. And no one would care about them, right? Excuse me.
That's all right. We're used to it.
Yeah. I'm happy for the fact that it sounds like they're wising up. Stop oversaturating, you know? Now, what's next? Star Wars? Because I think Star Wars is also kind of oversaturating with their 100 TV shows that they're releasing. So I guess we'll see. Okay. The big news. Are you ready? I've been trying. If you haven't noticed, I've been.
Okay, I'm gonna catch up on all the super chats before we get into the big news.
DSP is AD1 Yappa. Nothing but word salad.
Yeah, man. Oh my god, that one segment, it was the worst shit about
Just
TikTok.
say you hate Nintendo, we already know he does.
He does. That's a fact. It's a big baller fact.
I'm triggered that he talks so effing much about graphics, frame rate, and performance every day and refuses to play on PC.
Yeah, well, he has a PC. He is playing on PC. He just has integrated graphics. What did you say? Oh, literally the same way he plays games. Just like get it out of here, get it off the conveyor belt. Let's move on.
Switch has sold over 150 million units, and they've arguably had one of the best lineups of the big 3 publishers.
Sure, I'm not gonna argue with this. I don't really care about the Switch. I just hope the people that buy it are happy with it. I don't care about anything else. U.S. government does some things. Yeah, they do some spying. They do some lurking. They do some investigating every once in a while. It's not a secret, really.
He actually invented TikTok.
He invented the concept of TikTok. The platform itself, no. But if he knew he could invent it, he would have invented that too. Because, I mean, it's like, it's easy.
Because Disney releases less garbage, that doesn't make it not garbage. The writing and bad stories have nothing to do with how many movies they make.
That is true. But of course, they're kind of running low on interesting characters that people are going to resonate with. And they're trying to shoehorn a bunch of other ones that most people wouldn't care about. So, yeah.
Don't forget, Phil hasn't been to a theater since before 2020. He's talking out.
Oh, right. Right. I love going to a theater, man. I just nowadays, I couldn't really find the right movie. I wanted to go see Dune 2, but my girlfriend didn't want to go. So I just waited for it to come out on digital. I'm not going to go by myself in a theater. And I understand her not wanting to go. It's like a 3-hour movie that she doesn't care about. I wouldn't go either.
Microsoft is closing multiple game developers this morning. Okay? 4, I believe. Yeah, here we go. Here's the 4 that are closing. Arcane Austin. And Arcane Austin is responsible for the recent massive failure Redfall,
Deadfall.
the Elder Scrolls Online co-developer Roundhouse. So they were a company that was working exclusively on Elder Scrolls Online. They're getting laid off. Alpha Dog, who's made Mighty Doom. If you don't remember, that was the game that was like Doom with like the cutesy characters or whatever. And I think that was, I don't know if it ever hit consoles, but I think it was a mobile game.
Okay.
And now here's the big one, the one that everyone is like, what? Are you ready? Tango Gameworks, the makers of the recent actual smash hit Hi-Fi Rush.
Smash hit. I mean, come on. Smash hit. It didn't smash hard enough, I guess.
Huh?
He's acting like it was the greatest game ever.
They just made a hit game. Remember? It was the game that everyone was talking about last year.
When?
No one even knew it existed. And then they dropped it on Game Pass.
That's why they were talking about it, because nobody knew it was a thing.
And we're like, whoa, this game is seriously good. So if this is an idea of what Tango Gameworks can do, this is amazing. The game actually won awards for sound design and all kinds of stuff.
Sure, I get it. But it didn't sell
And
well
they're laying
enough.
the studio off. Now,
That's all that matters for
to
them.
be fair, Tango Gameworks also made The Evil Within 1 and 2. And Hi-Fi Rush was actually a departure for them from their usual formula of content that they would make. The Evil Within 1 was a smash hit success. Of course, at that point, if you remember, Shinji Mikami was still working for the company. It was his company to begin with, and it was supposed to be his own edition of a Resident Evil game. It did very well, and then it led them to make a sequel. However, what happened with The Evil Within 2, I feel, is probably one of those sad, really infamous mismanagement stories that you hear in the game industry. So, Evil Within 2 dramatically improved upon the original game in every way. The graphics were better, the gameplay elements and controls were better, the game opened up and wasn't just linear like the first game, but instead had many open areas you could explore with optional side quests and content. And overall, the plot was better and had a definitive and fun ending. What happened with it? I'll tell you what happened with it. They completely mismarketed it. Unlike Evil Within 1, where you saw ads everywhere.
How did they
in stores, on
mismarket
TV, online.
a
There was
sequel?
almost no marketing whatsoever for Evil Within 2.
Oh, they were
No one
just
even
no
knew it was coming
marketing.
out,
Okay.
besides those following game release schedules. And so when it came out, everyone was like, huh? I didn't even know that was out. And then I played it. I was blown away at how good it was. And sadly, no one knew about it. Like, people were learning about the game by coming to my streams. And I was like, what?
Really?
Stupid. You know,
Yeah, it is really stupid. It actually is.
A lot of the first Evil Within, it did really well. Then they decided to just not market the second one. And they just thought it was going to do good. That's not how gaming works. You know, that's not how business works.
It's not how life works, you
It doesn't make
dunces.
a lot of sense at all.
Okay, are we gonna actually get to the point where people got laid off? We're just listing out games right now.
Was Ghostwire Tokyo. And if you remember, Ghostwire Tokyo originally actually was supposed to be Evil Within 3, but then got changed into a totally different project about halfway through, redesigned to be a first-person ghost hunting game. And personally,
it wasn't
I think
halfway
visually
through.
It's nice, and the story is interesting. It just gets far too repetitive. Once you get about halfway into the game, it loses its steam because there's nothing else the game offers in the new gameplay department. But I mean, anytime, all right, that you hear of studios closing, you're sad, all right? But this is what? The 6th or 7th time in the last 4 months that we have heard of this happening in the games industry? And is it just me, or are we seeing a pattern now? Since Microsoft has bought Activision Blizzard, they just keep doing layoffs after layoffs after layoffs after layoffs. Okay? So, by the way, a lot of people have a lot to say about this. First of all, FYI, Redfall is completely done. After the game only being out for about 1 year, all production has been halted. Redfall's previous update is its last. They're ending all development on the game. Its servers will remain online for players to enjoy. However, there was a planned DLC that people already paid for in kind of a seasonal package. And Microsoft is claiming they're going to do a make good offer.
What?
To make up for the fact that the DLC will never exist. What that will be, I have no idea. But dude, at this point, I just got to say to people out there, let this be a cautionary tale.
Oh my
Do
god,
not buy
this guy.
these season passes. Because
This
at any
guy.
moment now, it seems like
This is the same guy that bought the Dondoko Island season pass content and played it for like 10 minutes.
game companies.
Come on, man. This is like the last guy who should be preaching this shit. And I get it. It's the right thing to do. He is saying the right things. It's just him saying it. It's just not, it's not right.
Do whatever they want. Slash budget.
Him preaching
fire
financial
impossible,
responsibility.
and
It's
then
like, come on, man.
You got latched into.
Come on, dude. You pay extra so somebody can deliver the food to you in a specific way. Come on. Come on. Give me a break.
Seasonal content that ain't even gonna exist, right? Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I know. It is
Let
ridiculous.
them finish the DLC as promised by the original sales of the game. So that's really sad. So people all over the internet are speaking up about this. First of all,
Okay, so we're just
we
gonna
got
read
the
tweets.
Overall head of Arcane, not the guy that's.
Yeah,
head
we're
of
just
Arcane
gonna read
Austin. I
tweets
forget
now.
His name, I forgot because I had it. I cut it off. Oh, here it is. Dinga Bakaba.
Oh,
He's the actual head of Arcane Studios. All right.
Dinga.
Went on social.
Oh, this is I know this guy. This was when during the Game Awards, people accused Jeff Keighley of dropping an N-bomb, and he just said Dinga because he was talking to this guy. They were having an interview,
and actually posted up
and people were like, "Oh my God, did you hear what he said?"
things that people
He
never
could call
expected
them
that
the
Arcane
N-word.
Studio would post. Here's what he posted word for word. This is absolutely terrible. Permission to be human. To any executive who may be reading this, a friendly reminder that video games are an entertainment and cultural industry, and your business as a corporation is to take care of your artists and entertainers and help them create value for you. Don't throw us into gold fever gambits. Don't use us as straw men for miscalculations and blind spots. Don't make our work environments Darwinist jungles. You say we make you proud when we make a good game. Well, make us proud when these times are tough. We know you can because we've seen it before. That is scathing. He's outright saying that management essentially don't know what the fuck they're doing. at
Yeah,
Microsoft.
we know.
They have
We
absolutely no
know.
idea how to run the company.
Everybody knows this. We know. Gaming, movies, TV is in the state that it is because the execs don't know what the fuck they're doing. Everybody knows this.
Just listen to what he said.
I did.
Don't throw us into gold fever gambits, right? Hey, this game's gonna be a gold.
Now he's gonna pick apart every single line and explain what it means because he thought it was deep.
rush everyone.
So he's gonna unpack that for you in case you didn't get it, you dunce.
Rush, 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 push, 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 get this game out, right? Don't use us as strawmen for miscalculation and blind spots.
What
right.
does this mean,
if
Phil?
You're the management of a major gaming company, and you put your eggs in a basket, and it doesn't sell, whose fault was that? You're the one who told those fucking people to make that game, right? I hearken this back, all right? To
Ear
EA
pick and a wipe.
and
Beautiful.
the Mass Effect developer BioWare making Anthem.
Bro, we
Literally,
know.
BioWare told EA we don't want to make this game. We are not good at cooperative online experiences. We're good at single-player narrative-based games. Let us make what we can cook. Let us cook our specialty. To which EA said, no, make this game because it's hot now.
Because they cooked so hard when they were cooking Andromeda. They cooked the shit out of this game. Yeah, let us cook. We're making Mass Effect Andromeda.
Putting out Anthem, and it's the biggest flop they've ever made. And now they haven't put out a game in so many years. It's ridiculous, right? So what essentially Mr. Bakaba is saying is that management at these companies are making these big gambles on these ads and certain genres. Oh, this will print money for us. This will print money for us. This will print money for us. And then when it doesn't, they blame the developers who were ordered to make the game.
DSP does literally the same thing, right? Guys, you asked me to play this. You asked me to play this. Where's the support? What happened with the support? He's doing it just on an infinitely minuscule scale. It's like actually the same thing, except the chat is also his customer base. They're not just his employees.
You're the ones in charge. You're the one steering the ship.
Yeah, like you, right?
This would be the equivalent of a captain of a ship, literally with his hands on the fucking steering wheel, driving it into a cliffside,
Right.
and then blaming his crew.
Right.
Why did you do that? Captain, you're the one, you have the fucking helm. What the fuck are you talking about, you idiot? You know? And then keep going. Don't make our work environments Darwinist jungles.
Let me explain
So
what that means.
survival of the fittest. You know what that means. We
What
all
does
know
that
what's
mean?
going on in game development. We know the climate. We know how it works. They are forced to be overworked. They are forced to work insane amounts of hours. They are forced to crunch. And essentially what he's saying is those who are able to do it seem to be getting rewarded, applauded, you know, promoted. And those who are just normal fucking people and want to have a normal job are being basically told, well...
But of course they're going to get rewarded. Like, what? Okay.
Bad, right?
They get rewarded because they work harder.
Right?
And I know the conditions are trash, but like, why shouldn't you get rewarded for working harder?
Right? It's pretty fucked up. So
it's fucked up.
And again, this is a big scathing statement. You say that we make you proud when we make a good game. We'll make us proud when times are tough. We know you can because we've seen it before. So he's saying is, why is it that when we make something good, you say good job, but then you don't actually try to figure out the root cause of what happened or even help us at all when a game goes poorly? Instead, you just lay us off, right? It's kind of fucked up.
They don't care, I guess.
You really think that they
just don't care?
Who made Redfall sat there and they said, you know, today we've decided we're going to make a bad game because there's just too many good ones out.
But like sometimes it comes down to the actual skill set of the people working on this, because I know DSP thinks that any studio can just make a masterpiece if the executives let them do it, but no, it's people that make this stuff, and some people are just not good enough, and some people are. And some studios have a bunch of people that are really good, and they have the capacity to put together a good game.
I mean,
Nobody wants to make a bad game, but not everyone can make a great game.
The Thief series, or not Thief, we made the Dishonored series, you know, we made Prey, those were good games. You know, we made Deathloop, that's kind of a debatable. Critics really liked it, other people didn't, but at least, you know, it's at least overall positively received. You know, we decided now we're just going to make a turd. We're going to sit down, we're going to put all this time and effort into making a really horrible game, right? I'm sure that's what they did. I mean, that's what all these game developers do, right? They just decide actively to make trash.
No, nobody ever even thought about that. Nobody considered this.
What's funny about that is, if you remember when Redfall came out last year, and everyone knew the game was an unfinished, horrible mess.
Yeah, I like Deathloop quite a bit.
Let's be honest here.
I think it's worth at least one playthrough. I think it's interesting enough for at least one playthrough. If you can get it on like PS Plus or something.
Phil Spencer himself was interviewed.
Or steal it
and he said,
from the internet.
You own Bethesda now. Microsoft owns Bethesda. Bethesda owns Arcane. So how did this game come out like this? Everyone, you can play for 5 minutes, you know the game's not done. It's not polished. It's not finished. It's full of bugs. What happened here? And Phil Spencer's response was, you know, maybe we should have had a little bit more of a hands-on approach with that one.
Oh, you are so obnoxious, man.
So let me get this straight. You bought a company. You dictated they put out a certain amount of games, a certain style, and then you literally never checked on any of the projects. You just let them do whatever they wanted with no guidance, no help.
Again, this guy has no idea, and he's got no perspective of what actually happens in these companies. So all of this is fan fiction right now. This is his head canon.
Just go ahead and make games, right? Yeah. Really, like if you're interviewing Phil Spencer, the CEO of Xbox Gaming, and the CEO...
Damn, that sounds like an important guy. What does he do?
Maybe we should have actually checked in on that one a little bit more. Is this guy a fucking idiot?
I don't know. Are you?
Does he not understand that's literally his job?
How do you know what this... Oh my god, I hate this guy so much.
Redfall comes...
This guy is the worst, man. He's so annoying.
Out and is a piece of...
Because, like, I don't even know where to begin. Because it's like logical fallacies on top of just bad logic, on top of real, actual ignorance, on top of stupidity. I'll just let him play, man.
Steaming dog shit. It's not finished. It's broken. And everyone in the community is panning it because it's so bad. Should it be Arcane that looks bad? No, it should be Phil fucking Spencer that looks bad, because he's the one who's responsible. He's the one in charge. He's the one who's steering the ship. Why did he not know that the game was unfinished? What the fuck does he do all day? Really? What do you do? If you're the CEO of Xbox Gaming, you're not checking on the fucking games your company makes? Then what do you do? I want to know. Anyway.
Yeah, for some reason, he despises Phil Spencer. I don't know why.
So
I mean, there's plenty of things to dislike that guy for, but with DSP, it always becomes some kind of like a personal grudge with those people. Like with Kojima, like with, who was that other guy? Oh, the guy with the scarf. Troy Baker. And other, Neil Druckmann. Phil Spencer. It's always a personal grudge. He's like actually personally mad at them.
He's the head of Arcane. He's very, very upset with this decision to basically.
And it's like it transforms the whole conversation into something counterproductive, and it's not even entertaining.
Arcane Austin, okay. By the way, in a little bit of an extra aside here, Arcane Austin, before making Redfall and failing miserably, had actually worked on the first Dishonored, and actually developed the 2017 version of Prey by itself. So Arcane made Prey. Prey was a good game. I'm just going to tell you guys, if you didn't play it, 2017's Prey is a very good game. It's got a really neat, interesting story. It's got fun gameplay elements. It's got a lot of horror elements that are done really, really well. Tons of content, spooky monsters, and a lot of different variations in the story depending on your choices.
Big ups Arlong, who says, why does he call Spencer a frat bro constantly? Because
I'm pretty sad.
you associate frat bros with bad things and being stupid. So I guess Phil Spencer is stupid.
This is just, I gotta say this, all right?
That's my opinion.
Ladies and gentlemen, I wish I could make this up, but Xbox head of studios, Matt Booty, wrote an
Mad Booty
to the staff saying the following.
BBL Mad.
We are making these tough decisions to create capacity to increase investment in other parts of our portfolio and focus on our priority games. What
Mad Booty, bro.
Right now, realistically, can you say, anyone out there who follows the gaming industry?
Dude, after this segment, I'm gonna like video games like 40% less.
What
I'm gonna sell all my consoles.
are the big games that Microsoft is making right now? Can you name a single fucking game? It ain't Halo. That failed. Is it Gears of War? We haven't heard from that in years, and the last one was good, but it's certainly not what it used to be in the original trilogy, right? What are the big games? It ain't Starfield. Starfield is a huge failure and flop, and no one fucking likes it, right? Like, what are they talking about?
He is so mad. I love watching him be pissed off like this.
You have no idea when it's coming out, and you have no idea of any time frame we have no information about.
Because, I mean, at the end of the day, it's video games. I don't really care all that much.
We're laying off people to focus
but he cares, like, deeply.
You don't have any big games. You are the head of Xbox Studios, and you have no fucking games.
Tell him to eat shit out of your ass.
You are inept at what you do, and you should be fucking fired for writing that email. Really. In fact, I'm going to say this.
Fuck your mother. Tell him to fuck your mother.
You can go ahead and clip this clip. All right?
Oh, that's what he wants. That's what he wants, man. At this point, he's hamming it up so he can get clipped. So he can be the next heel versus babyface with a pronoun segment. That's exactly what he wants.
Things are now happening. It's one thing if there's one round of layoffs. This is what? The third? Okay? Since Microsoft bought Activision Blizzard, it's at this point becoming very clear that Microsoft was not ready to buy Activision Blizzard. Because if you're buying a giant company, you don't then lay off the equivalent number of employees from your existing company to make room for them. This is insanely bad management. All right? If you're going to make an incredible acquisition like that, you have to be ready for it. If you did that acquisition and you weren't ready for it, and now all these people are losing their jobs, There's only one solution. All right? The people who really should be losing their jobs are the people in management. Phil Spencer, Matt Booty, and all the other executives who championed the Activision Blizzard acquisition and now have absolutely no way to make profits with the company besides laying people off. They should be the next on the chopping block.
Yeah, kill them.
They should
Kill
lose their
them.
jobs.
Tell
And
them,
you should
Phil.
have people who actually know what the fuck they're doing move in to right the ship. Because
Yeah.
right now, you got Captain Phil Spencer and first in command Matt Booty, and they literally have one hand on each side of the fucking wheel, driving the ship into the cliffside, and fucking splinters of wood are shooting everywhere, and the boat's capsizing, and everyone's abandoning ship, and everyone's like, oh well, just keep them in charge, that's fine. In fact, give them another boat. Buy another boat to put them on, right? Well, are you fucking crazy? They don't know what they're doing.
Say
It's
booty
obvious
again.
at this point.
Say booty.
The problem is people like Phil Spencer, okay?
Mad
are
Booty?
sadly charismatic, right? Phil Spencer's a charismatic dude. When you see him and he's wearing not a suit and tie, but he's wearing a cool jacket and a t-shirt. He looks like one of us. He's a gamer bro, right? So you get that mentality that he's your friend, he's your buddy.
Phil, you're coming across as jealous right now.
It doesn't matter though. He's
I'm gonna have to ask you to reconsider
Matt
this.
Booty writing this insane fucking email that literally has no factual basis. You have no big games to put your time and efforts into, you fucking moron. So these people should not be in charge. It's that simple. We need new blood to jump up, and we need new blood to take command of these companies. Because right now, the Yves Gamos and that evil fucking CEO of EA with his stupid douchey comb-over hipster Seattle haircut, and the fucking Phil Spencers and Matt Booties, these guys, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're the reason the industry is failing. When Phil Spencer is interviewed, and they say, so why are you doing these rounds of layoffs? He says, because the game industry is currently in a decline. Phil, you are the game industry. You're in charge of fucking Xbox. You're the reason for the decline. So don't punish your employees. Fucking quit. Punish yourself, you fucking mouth drooler.
What?
You're awful at what you do. You are ruining gaming because you're inept.
What?
Quit.
One of these days he's gonna get himself banned, bro. He just called Phil Spencer a fucking mouth drooler.
Let someone else step up and fix Xbox, because it ain't gonna be you.
I want to get a replay of this. It was so good.
Xbox. You're the reason for the decline. So don't punish your employees. Fucking quit. Punish yourself, you fucking mouth drooler. You're awful at what you do. You're ruining gaming because you're inept. Quit. Let someone else step up and fix Xbox, because it ain't going to be you, and it ain't going to be Corporal Booty. It's got to be somebody else.
Corporal Booty.
Point, you have no fucking clue what you're doing. Stop ruining things for everyone under you who's a hard worker who deserves a living. And you're taking that away from them because you're making big moves, buying companies, but you're not making any fucking games. You're a games company that doesn't make games.
Oh, holy cringe. I did not expect it to be that bad. God damn. You
I'm a little upset about this
fucking
topic. I don't know
mouth
if you guys
drooler.
can
Why are you so upset though? Because he doesn't have games to play, so he can
one
get
thing's for
paid for
sure,
playing
not
them.
to
He
say
doesn't
I'm
give a
a
shit about anybody who got laid off.
Or Xbox fanboy.
He could give less of a fuck for anyone that lives outside of his condo.
I'm pretty upset.
He's not upset.
Honestly.
Well, he is upset.
And
But that's just the
I just don't
midlife
even know what's
crisis.
gonna happen anymore.
Hi-Fi Rush sold horribly. It wasn't a hit at all.
I would think so. Because didn't they put it immediately on like Game Pass or something? So you didn't even have to buy it. I think it was day one
Can't
Game
blame
Pass.
Everything on the higher-ups. At some point, devs have to take some blame cause most of the modern games they make are woke garbage.
Well, the wokeism and all that bullshit, that just comes from the writers and the creative directors. There's just
You know
a
what I'm
couple of
saying?
people that
I just-
determine this. Like 3 or 4 people at most.
I just don't even know. How can you even exist? They're literally
You
doing
can't
nothing
exist.
right at
We
all.
gotta terminate them.
I
We
don't
gotta
think that
end
they've
Phil
done a
Spencer.
single correct action in the last like year, and it's continuing. You know, Game Pass is amazing. Is Game Pass the problem? Is the insustainability of Game Pass what's really going on here?
Maybe.
If that's the case, just fess up and fucking cancel Game Pass and be like, sorry, we fucked up. We're sorry that you all like Game Pass. It's a great value for gamers, but we fucked up.
Bro, how are you gonna you can't just cancel stuff like that. People bought like yearly subscriptions to this service. Are you gonna give them a refund for all the months that they haven't used yet, as they should get a refund for? Yeah.
You can't keep the company.
It's not as easy as this. Hey, this is not working. Turn it off. Delete it. It might be this easy for fucking Phil, because he runs a channel that 500 people watch.
Afloat anymore. We fucked it up bad, right? If that's the case, that's fine. Admit it, right? But I don't know, man.
Has Phil been in leadership? Don't think he has.
Well, technically, if we consider this to be his job, his business, he is the head, the CEO of his business, but he doesn't like the leadership. He doesn't like actually being the executive. He would prefer to give those decisions to somebody else, so he's not responsible for them, so he doesn't get to take the blame. Because he hates when people say it's Phil's fault, even though it's Phil's fault a bunch of the times.
This drives me insane. I don't know why we have these people in power anymore, you know? I think what it is, if you take a look, we had Don Matrick before Phil Spencer, and Don Matrick was not the gamer bro. Don Matrick was the quintessential silver spoon in the mouth douchebag rich guy, right? Oh, Xbox One. If you don't have an always online connection, we have a console for you, the Xbox 360. Oh, you want to own your games? Too bad. Everything's digital. Everything's tied in. And here's the future. And in reality, a lot of the things that Don Matrick was saying during the launch of the Xbox One wasn't incorrect. He was just a complete douchebag, scumbag asshole about it. And therefore, that's why people hated him. And that's why Xbox One tanked at launch. It's his fault because he's just a piece of shit. Which is why he was promptly ousted out of the company, and then he went and ruined Zynga, and now he basically, I guess, probably runs a gas station somewhere or something. Who knows, right?
Yeah, it's probably doing a little bit better than you are.
Phil Spencer. This guy is kind of the antithesis of that. When you look at Phil Spencer, you don't think rich guy. You don't think douchebag, you know, silver spoon in the mouth. But at the same time, is he doing any better, honestly? No. What has he really done? Tell me the positive stuff that Phil Spencer, Matt Booty, and these people are doing in charge at Xbox that's, you know, really keeping the company.
You know what? They're making Darkside Phil get salty. So for me, that's super positive. And I would like that to keep going.
It's just failure after failure. How do you have an incredibly popular game in Halo Infinite and then botch it within 4 months and no one plays it anymore, right? It's like every time they have an opportunity for success, they blow it. I just don't get it, right? So, I don't know, man. This is very upsetting to me. Listen, I like Xbox. I like the gaming industry. It's my job as well as my hobby. And to hear the people who are talented losing their jobs because management doesn't know how to run the company.
Yeah, it's kind of a shame that somebody so talentless, such as DSP, can still have a job, but all those people that have built up their skills can't. That kind of sucks, doesn't it?
It makes me very upset.
When somebody like Phil can literally just sit there and profit off of those people's labor and those people's tireless nights, and he can make a bunch of money and then cry about it.
Especially Tango Gameworks, you know? They just made Hi-Fi
Oh,
Rush,
fucking Jasper is back.
on the right track to writing their ship and making better games, you know?
How many people does DSP Gaming employ? Well, he has a team of editors that none of them gets paid. He has Derek making the thumbnails and the schedule, so that's one more person. You can call Derek a person. None of them getting paid, by the way, because they're not talented enough.
Exactly. Don Finucci says Phil Spencer currently has no signal. He's on his mega yacht in Belize. He can't hear you. There you go. Well, yes, of course. Bader says, well, Hi-Fi Rush was not financially successful by Microsoft standards. Yes, because they didn't advertise it. Remember what they did? They didn't even announce it. They just shadow dropped the game. And that game developers actually voiced their discontent with that model after the game launched. They said, we're happy that people are liking it now, but this game was ready like last year, and we don't know why Xbox didn't announce it. Like, they had a perfect opportunity during that Xbox event last year in 2022 to get hyped for it and get people excited for it, and they literally just kept the fucking game a complete secret and shadow dropped it in early 2023.
Shadow dropped it.
No fanfare. Just, oh, it's on Game Pass now. Check it out.
But didn't you say it was one of the hypest games that was a smash hit? He called it a smash hit. And now he's talking about it like nobody knew it existed and nobody cared.
So why did you think it would sell?
Wasn't it a smash hit? You said so.
You see what I'm saying? Gee, Evil Within 2, we hope is a giant seller. Oops, no marketing. Gee, I wonder why it didn't sell. But these are management decisions. These are not game developer decisions. These are management decisions. These are Phil Spencer and Matt Booty decisions. And they're fucking up at every turn.
He's actually got zero clue who is making what kind of decisions in this company. Because this company, this is a multi-billion-dollar business. We're not talking about fucking KO Gaming here. He's got no idea what's happening at all.
And that's the point I'm trying to make here. Stop punishing the people who work the hardest to put out content for your company, and instead punish the people who truly are making the awful decisions at the company day in and day out, over and fucking over at this point. Okay? At this point, and you know, by the way, not just them, you got to look at the heads of the other companies too, the fucking Todd Howards, who they all were banking on Starfield being a giant success, and it is totally not. I mean, it's not a huge failure, but it's definitely not anywhere near the level they thought it was going to get. It is not culturally relevant. It is not even in the major discussions of people when it comes to big RPGs. It's just a flop, you know? And these people need to be held accountable for their fucking actions, and they're not. We have enough people now.
He's talking about them like they committed war crimes.
Jobs because of a few small people who don't know what the fuck they're doing. Why are they still in charge? If you're a shareholder of Xbox,
because, well, here's the thing, man.
What are you doing?
Their idea is to make money, and they're making money. So the shareholders are cool with that. They don't give a fuck about who's gonna go unemployed.
Are you stupid? Do you not understand that these people are dumb and don't know what they're doing? Get them the fuck out. Shareholders have power. Get these motherfuckers out of there. They don't know how to do anything. If I had stock in fucking Xbox, I sure as hell would be trying to get these fuck faces out of there. Jeez.
Bro, you don't have any stock in
That's enough of
anything.
me ranting about it today, guys. I knew this was gonna.
This was profoundly insufferable.
I'm so upset I can't even click the right.
And now we're just doing Q&A. It's all over. This podcast is finished.
Here I am. I'm so upset I can't even click the right transition.
Why does he call Spencer a frat bro constantly?
Yeah, we already talked about this because frat bros are toxic, and they probably bullied him when he was in high school because he had a weird V-shaped head.
Man who hasn't had a job in 16 years say someone else should be fired. More at 11 as we check on what color the sky is.
Yeah. It's like, it's great, man. I love it.
Overload.
Yes, this was super positive. Well, in a way, I understand him getting upset that people are losing his jobs, that they're losing their jobs because the executives are idiots, which it's true. But then again, he's taking it so personally. Like, hey, you fucking mouth driller.
Whatever happened to the Project 7 ship?
It's in the bottom of the ocean, dude. You're not even supposed to talk about it. We pretend like it didn't happen, okay? Big ups for 5 months, Dune Messiah, and 27... Wow. 27 months. I was hiccuping in the middle of this one. For Johnny 5, big ups, dude.
Take my money, you handsome devil.
Don't mind if I do, brother.
I'm lurking.
I hate this shit. I hate this industry when this happens. It makes me so
Do you
upset.
think Philip genuinely has Asperger's? Maybe he just has puppy burgers.
I don't know. I don't know the symptoms of Asperger's. I don't know what it means. Like, actually.
They don't. These people are hard workers. They're trying to make good stuff. And it's the management that's bad. Punish those who are responsible, not the fucking, people on the ground level.
Nice sip. Privileged
This
sip.
would be like saying McDonald's had a big gambit. They launched a brand new burger.
But why do we need this analogy? We know the situation we're talking about. Why do we need to make an analogy? Did somebody not understand what we're talking about?
Okay, but the burger was very expensive, the cost, but they were hoping really it was going to be
It's the muck
amazing.
expensive.
Well, guess what?
Muck
No one likes
expensive.
the burger. So they lost millions of dollars on it. So what did they do? They just fired 4,000 employees. Did the employees have the idea to make the burger? Did the employees fuck up the making of the burger at any point?
How does Phil even know if they are hard workers?
Well, I mean, if they're gonna be working on games for like, I don't know, 50 hours a week or something, because game development is a pretty hard job, like by default. So yeah, you kind of assume they are hard workers. if they're also working for Microsoft,
Point.
that's kind of like
no one liked the burger.
it's kind of implied that they would be. We're talking about like the top of the top. It's those people that made Redfall. Yeah, we're not talking about like your average developers.
The concept that it didn't work for McDonald's. Why would you fire people who work at the line level? What did they do wrong? How does that even solve the fucking problem? Oh, because we need to have the shareholders get their money. So fire the management who don't deserve it and take their $10 million salaries and give it to the shareholders. Right? Like, what is going on?
I don't know, bro, but neither do you, actually.
Not understand that these corporate structures are broken and don't work. And it's not just America, it's all these corporations. This structure doesn't work. You're paying a guy millions of dollars to sink your company. And then you're afraid to fire him. Right?
Why are they, how do you assume they're afraid?
What are you, I mean, that's insanity.
Again, you know nothing about what is going on in any of these companies, or any company for that matter.
How do you think this is an operational...
He doesn't even know what's going on in his company because he's constantly trying to decide what he's going to be playing next.
...thing that's going to sustain. It's not. It's just not going to sustain. And then, when Xbox folds, they'll blame the industry instead of the people in charge, right? Phil Spencer will say, oh, we're just in a slump. You're the slump. You're the one who made the slump.
Okay, whatever, man. Can we be done with this?
Okay. Well, I've ranted and raved enough. It's time for us to get to shout-outs. All right?
Finally.
Let's get into it. Our first contribution of the day was from Jordan. All right?
Oh, is this cuck?
Super chat. And
Jordan is the latest guy who is trying to win over DSP friendship. And, well, it's not going to work, but he's going to try damn hard.
Says, well, I have a genuine question. If you commission an artist and their artwork went downhill below your standards, wouldn't you find a different artist? Jordan, that's not the situation.
It really isn't.
If I hire an artist, okay?
Oh, I'm so tempted to skip this whole segment because I'm so tired. I understood everything he had to say about the whole layoff situation, everything. He cannot possibly say anything new.
I'm trusting on their skill level or whatever to make a good piece of art. Okay, right? And if they don't perform, I understand what you're saying. That's not what happens in these cases. These are game studios. They're full-time employees. They're not headhunters or hiring a fucking contractor to come do one piece of the game, and the piece of the game malfunctions, and then the whole game sucks.
Wait, aren't some of them also contractors?
That's not the case. The case is entire projects are designed, spearheaded, championed, and put into production by management. The games themselves are management's ideas. You understand? Also, how those games are fully developed, how much money goes in, the budgets, the time, the amount of employees, the marketing. Again, there's perfectly good games like Evil Within 2 that were great games that were just mismarketed. Hi-Fi Rush had zero marketing. How is it ever going to sell when you never advertised it and you shadow dropped it, right? This is not the situation you're describing. The situation you're describing is so different because you're basically saying you hire an artist, the artist did a bad job, fire the artist. These people didn't say Hi-Fi Rush is an outstanding game and they just fired the whole studio. You know? Redfall.
But what if the sandwich shop in the burger in the executive were I don't know, man. I don't know. He's right, you guys. Phil is right. Just listen to him. Just stop thinking.
Well, literally,
please.
Phil Spencer admitted publicly they never looked into it. They just let them do whatever they wanted. You're the manager. You own the company. You manage the company. If the company is doing something awful, you have to manage them and tell them that. Not just let them do whatever the fuck they want. It's obvious then they're inept, but then is that the line level person who should be punished for that? No. There's too much of this. In the way that corporate structure works, is that it's set up that these people who already are in positions of power and rich fail and get rewarded for it. Because in the reality, do you really think Phil Spencer this year is going to take a giant pay cut because he had to lay off so many employees?
Of course not.
Do you think Matt Boogie is going to have to take a pay cut because all these studios are closing?
But do you think Phil Burnell would have to take a pay cut? Because then I'm starting to think, okay, I'm thinking about these guys. Then I think about myself. Would I take the pay cut? Would Phil Burnell take the pay cut? I don't know, man. It's different when you're up there. When you're up there and they're offering you bags of money, are you going to say no? Knowing that even if you don't, nothing's going to change. You're just going to have more money.
Booty, he couldn't even actually get the name of the studio right. I think it was called Doghead Games, and he called it Doghead Studios in his email. He didn't even know the name of the company that they owned that they were shutting down. So there you go.
The company's name is Burnell Productions. It specializes in online content and on-demand streaming services.
Oh, let's see here.
It still kills me that he called PayPal an online currency system during his bankruptcy call. What the fuck is an online currency system? Mr. Burnell, what do you consider a business expense?
$4.20 tip.
That's an actual quote.
It's a fucking troll. I can just ignore him.
What do you consider a business
One tip I got today's
expense?
troll. That's great. All right, so guys,
Oh, that was it?
I'm done ranting now about this.
Oh,
I'm
brother.
very upset about it, obviously. But I'm
Big ups Samurai Sansa for
I don't have any control
15
over
months,
anything. All I
dude, and
can do is
Instamat
fucking
for 4 months,
hope you
and says rants about the shareholders and is
enjoy
the
my
biggest
opinion. Even if you
consumer.
don't agree with them,
Yeah, they would love him. The shareholders love this guy.
I feel awful with people who are losing their jobs like this. It makes me really upset.
No, you don't.
And,
No, you don't. No, you don't. Anytime there's some YouTube channel that decides to quit, he grandstands on him and he fucking pisses on their graves and shit. Oh, I guess I outlived another one. He doesn't give a fuck if people have jobs or not. As long as he can get the services that he wants. He doesn't care who's gonna do it.
Hopefully,
Doesn't care. If there were 2 people making video games in Microsoft and he got to play the games, he wouldn't give a fuck.
at the end of this tunnel, it'd be great if Xbox could actually make some good games like Matt Booty is apparently alluding to. That's what they're going to do. We're going to refocus our efforts on our big games. You don't have any big games.
Yeah, that's what they
You have to make
always
big games. You have to
say.
make good games to become big. You can't just
That's what every company said. Hey, we're going to focus on making a better product. That's just the default thing you should say. That's the type of shit DSP says and then doesn't improve 1%. Like, come on. This is some bullshit, man.
have big games. That doesn't exist, right? Halo is done. Gears of War is nothing like it used to be. Can you name another Xbox exclusive? I can name Bethesda exclusives that are not really ready to
The
be
grandstanding
released.
beggar.
But bro, yeah, this is like an undrafted player that plays in a children's playground against 12-year-olds. He's talking about like NBA All-Stars and how big of an idiot LeBron James is.
Made. So I don't even know what they're talking about at this time, right? I just don't. I don't get it. Thank you, Tizwaz1112, for becoming a member for 28
And
months.
he touched his face and it's now red again. It's so funny when this shit happens.
Okay. So guys, that's all I got.
That's it?
I
0?
shout out Jordan and Tizwaz. So if anyone else contributes, thank you.
Oh, by the way, dude, Kino Casino made fun of him. But they got a weird boner for him. Because they think he's super based and he's like epic. Yeah, they had this whole video, DSP destroys Nick Rikita. And in the video, they made fun of the fact that DSP had a $0 stream the other day. And Ashton said, well, if you're doing that shit and nobody pays for it, like, why do you keep doing it? Why do you keep doing those segments?
We do have a little bit of extra time if anyone wants to talk about
But yes,
stuff.
again, they do have a boner for DSP. They think he's some kind of a based guy that destroys everybody. So, yeah.
And like I said, I really
Because they don't know shit about him.
and hang out with
They
people.
just know that he dunks on Rich, and they know he dunked on Rikita, and they don't like Rich and Rikita. So, the enemy of my enemy type shit.
Fallout 4. I hope this isn't a pattern of Fallout not doing well just because of the one stream. I hope that Fallout does well today.
It is a pattern, Phil.
What's up, Game Boy? How are you today? Welcome. Mr. AG says, look at Starfield, even an exclusive failed, so what do we even have to look forward to on Xbox anymore, right? And this is definitely, this is the first console generation where I can outright tell you it does not matter which console you own. The best games are cross-platform. The exclusives are just not a big deal. They're just not. They're literally not a big deal. These exclusives have just been lackluster games or meh games, right? There's been nothing truly exclusive that you needed to own one particular console for. You know, PlayStation 5 does a few things well, Xbox does a few things well, but neither shine above the other in this regard. So there's
Look at how he's tweaking, man. His legs are crazy.
And that's sad. It used to be 100%.
You would think, like, you would watch this guy stream and think that he's suffering from some kind of serious condition. Like, there's no way you're not. Nobody has the body language like this. Nobody acts like this.
This great franchise. You need
Like, he's sitting in his chair. It's like he's bound to the chair. Like somebody tied him down and he's trying to escape.
because they got the hot new game here. There's no hot new games anymore. They don't exist.
Dead air? Oh, yes, it is. And he touched his nose and it got red. Oh, man, this guy is
We
great.
already talked about the Switch, Alan. You must be late.
Yeah, rewind the stream, Alan, you idiot. You dunce. You mouth drooler. Okay, I'm gonna start
I
skipping
like
now.
having a Q&A segment to see whatever your topics are you want to talk about. Because as you know, once we get into the game,
What topics, bro? He loves having Q&A because he gets to sit around quietly for like 30 seconds at a time.
So, do you guys have any particular topics or things you like to discuss?
I don't think so since... Oh, no, he spends a couple more minutes.
That is true.
Doing this.
Pork says there's a showcase coming in June. Maybe they'll have good stuff there. I mean, you're in June. That's, I feel, when we're gonna get so much information. You're gonna have the Xbox showcase, the Summer Game Fest, and now, yes, the rumor now is that Sony's doing one, and we already know Nintendo's doing one. So basically, because they're doing no more E3, it's done. That first 2 weeks of June is when they're releasing all of the information, right, of all games for the rest of the year. Because right now,
yeah,
the game schedule, there's literally nothing big this year. So
that's kind of what happened last year, right? Everybody has their own games event anymore. I miss E3 because E3 felt like a big thing. It felt like an event that you could be a part of. And now every company got their own event where they can present whatever they want. They don't feel any kind of peer pressure or any kind of competitive pressure because they're the only guys at their event.
I owned an iPad. I think I bought it in 2011 or 2012. And I actively used the iPad for maybe 2 to 3 years. Like, I think the first 1 to 2 years I lived here, I was using an iPad. And then, for better, the iPad I had. And then...
Yeah, we got a quick disconnect and reconnect.
And then I tried to charge it and plug it in one day. And it just wouldn't even turn on anymore. And I was like, oh, it might be that there's no updates or the battery died. I have no idea.
Dude, I know. The Q&A segments are terrible. And I told him exactly how he can fix it. Because it's so easy. Because once a week, he could literally have an Ask the King episode. Just once a week as a part of the podcast. Let's say it's going to be on Sunday. Because on Sunday, he does React Day. So he can make it even more special. And that's it. But the whole idea is that he's not doing Q&A to have a discussion. He's not doing Q&A for any of that reason. He's doing it to waste everybody's time. It's because the podcast needs to be of a specific length. It needs to be around 90 minutes. And he feels like he's obligated to make it around 90 minutes. Otherwise, it doesn't check the box for a valid podcast.
Alert.
Hades 2 early access just released. Nothing big.
Yeah, big ups Ramen Brahmin. I've heard that you can make it all the way to the end of the game. But it's still early access, so it's probably not going to have the polish. So if you can wait for it, I would recommend waiting for it.
I gave up on the fucking thing. I don't use it.
It might be a good time to go replay the first one.
They own stock in Microsoft, and in the past 4 years, the value has almost doubled. Well, that's Microsoft. That's different. Microsoft and Xbox are different. You have to understand it. Microsoft is the entire company. This is a ginormous company. They own a bajillion products. Not only software, but there's AI involved. Now there's all that shit. If you own Microsoft stock, overall, Xbox is a drop in the bucket of what Microsoft is. Okay?
Yes, thank you, Phil.
We're talking about, oh, gaming's on the downswing. That doesn't necessarily mean that Microsoft stock is going to tank because of it. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, buddy. Next question, please. Do we have more questions from the press? Please, somebody from New York Times, Washington Post. No? Oh, we got just the Denhead Today. What is this? The Denhead Today.
Am I going to do main or side quests in Fallout 4? We're doing the quest to the northeast of the map in that region, and there's a ton there. But I don't think those are main story quests. We've done a lot of main story.
Yeah, thank you.
No, I did not see a comment on the America Rising 2 Legacy of Enclave mod. I don't know what you're talking about.
What?
And I have no desire to do mods now in Fallout 4 when we're just kind of focusing.
Yeah, it's funny. He should announce not receiving tips from 1 Minute Man. I just didn't receive a tip from 1 Minute Man. He should do that.
That's kind of
like reverse psychology.
There were 2, because I think one night we were going to do co-op and it didn't happen.
Bro, shut up. Get out of here.
2 nights
I want to make fun of Rich now. Because he put out some kind of... Because he's trying, right? I got to give him some credit for actually trying.
I'd be okay with that. And yeah,
but I'm going to talk about this in a bit.
We could just do a chill.
Actually, no. He's talking about stupid schedules, so I don't care about that. So Rich has been trying to like get his channel off of level 1 or the menu screen, I guess. And he started doing some shorts, but the guy, like the guy is just high all the time, and it makes it
All right.
very boring, man. It's
People
just
have much
like
to talk about.
plain boring. And he's not entertaining to begin with. He's not like an actual showman, an actual
Jason,
performer.
Sony,
He's
Microsoft,
a
Nintendo
guy,
really for the
right?
review of the year
Just a
and
guy.
games. You know, I'd have to think about it.
And it's just not it's not been working for him. He needs to lay off the weed.
I'd like to see what they have to offer during June, and I can comment on it then. But I don't really, you know, at this point, this year has literally not had a single high priority or profile game. The games that we thought would take off did not, or were lackluster, or both, right? So,
But Phil, I hate to break this to you, brother, but just because people didn't hit your stupid ass arbitrary tips goal doesn't mean a game wasn't good.
we've got a situation.
Like, we're talking about games like Final Fantasy VII, Dragon's Dogma 2. What else before that? Stellar Blade. Those are at least decent games. I would say at least even good games. And there's plenty of them. Like Infinite Wealth was another one that is a good game that came out this year.
Where we have a year where nothing in my mind is a game of the year contender.
Helldivers 2, that is true.
Seriously, like not a single game that I've played or even heard about is something that I'd be like, wow, amazing game of the year. It's just like kind of meh, you know. Black Rose X Dragon, thank you for super chat. Says looking forward to a Zangief climb to master tonight. I appreciate that. I will do my best. It's going to be frustrating, a frustrating climb for sure. Crap, I can't type. Yes, last year did have quite a few amazing games. The weather here is so weird. It was sunny.
Oh no, we're not talking about the weather. Not after this whole podcast. We're not having a weather boy segment.
That was surprising because again, same game, same person playing. What happened to change? I don't know.
And he's just crying about low tips now. What happened is that your whole channel is supported by less than 10 people, man, and one of them just wasn't there that day. So they didn't give you the money you believe you're entitled to because you think you're way more entertaining than what you actually are. And this is the end of the podcast. Dude, in the span of a week, we got 2 0-tip podcasts. 2. Not just 1. And people didn't even think that would happen at any point. And now we got 2 of them. Wow, it's actually impressive. Actually impressive. Post 1 Minute Man depression.
No resolution to my webcam because I clicked the wrong thing.
The trolls win so hard, man.
Again, I can't click on the right.
He was seething. He was molding about fucking that dude. What was his name? Phil Spencer. And all the other guys. And couldn't even make $1. Not $1.
Right thing here.
God damn.
Facebook and the NSA get free reign to tell you democracy. But I want people getting across to instant, unbiased news. They want to control the narrative. Well, we can sit here and we can argue about that political part of it. I'll be honest with you, I don't disagree with a lot of what you said. I think that maybe you're going a little bit too extreme.
I think you're a little bit of a mouth driller.
Because I think in general, social media networks.
Oh, but never mind. We got how is he at $22? When did this happen? But at least we get to know that the podcast was at a 0, and he got the money once he came back. Who was that from? And the last super chat was from Dicker's Dropbox account. So this is Review Tech USA's Dropbox. That he, oh my god, that whole story is so stupid. I don't even know what the final version of that story is.
Over.
Because people talking about VPNs and him access his own account, but then Dropbox was like hacked on a global scale, and somebody might have just stolen his information from there. It's such a fucking clusterfuck. I cannot begin. And I can't even tell you where to go if you want a good recap of the story, because everywhere you go, people just making up stuff and inventing some new theories and speculation. So you don't even know what the actual thing is. And if you go to Rich and listen to his segment, the dude is high off his ass. You can't tell anything. Like, it's so... Oh, it's miserable. But anyways, I think I'm going to end this here. Right? If you want to go watch the DSP Destroys Rikita video, you can go watch it. But keep in mind, they love DSP. They kind of ironically love DSP. Of course, they don't actually like him because he's DSP. But you know how it is. Anyways, sure, brother. Let's get out of here. Let's go and have fun. All the way on level 1. Thanks for watching. Swing back next time for more of this slop. And I'm going to see you next time. Yeah, if you missed the last couple of streams, I'm pretty much done with the whole side-scrollers interview thing. And eventually I'll just cut it together in one big digestible type whatever. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, get out of here.
Fuck all you hoes! Detroit till I die, motherfucker!
Yong out. Almost forgot to say it, dude. Almost broke the streak.